When a black girl dyes her hair red, know that she's serious.
Ghetto, but has a runway quality about it.
I might be gay, but I'm not blind.
Man who just waits outside of a strip mall is such a type of man.
Mate, Groupon Botox is never a good idea.
You can't be a Nepo baby if you lived above the jungle.
Kevin Durant calling himself a service worker.
Once I saw white gays moving in, I said, so there's trouble afoot.
In the middle of taking blood out of my body, she took a smoke break.
And retinol does not work for acne.
A lot of broke people call Ubers.
You want to start?
Why don't you take a look at me?
I did.
Why don't you take a look at me?
Just a head.
You can only see a floating head. It's like a Harry Potter. I take these sunglasses off too.
Hunter is wearing a all heather gray, head to toe, long dress.
And I really was like, ooh, I'm feeling good today. I don't know if you know, but I have a cover story out now. On the cover of Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
More
I
on
said,
that later.
Ooh, I'll like dress up a little bit today. Simply sinking into the couch. Simply, I look like Zach Braff in Garden State.
The funniest thing is, like, if it was a short skirt or like sleeveless,
it
like,
would look
maybe
even worse. No, look even worse. At least it's like this. At least I look completely like just a head on top of a chair. You had to put on a little sweater.
She put a little pillow behind her back. Oh,
just to try to do a little something. Ooh, girl, I could not take my sunglasses off. It was like Stevie Wonder in conversation with himself.
God.
Anyway, how are you?
Who cares about how I'm doing? Let's talk about how my dad is doing. Okay, I'm doing well because my father is doing well, and I'm not going to have an attitude for the next few months because the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, sports podcast.
Yeah, sports podcast. We're pivoting. If you have a black dad from Philly, first of all, stronger than the troops. Second off, it's your week. It's your time to shine. Because if you've ever been growing up with my father, being a diehard Eagles fan, my mom would take me and my brother, we'd leave the house. Okay. And either it could go one of two ways. Either we're coming back, we're celebrating. We're like, we're eating McDonald's tonight. We're going crazy. Or it's like, don't speak to dad. Okay. He's going through it. All right.
This is only for football or does Philly have the 76ers? Duh.
Only Eagles is a football team.
No, I was only for football or for basketball too. And I remember the Philadelphia 76ers made famous from Uncut Gems.
Oh my God. See, I love the way you find yourself into the narrative.
I love the NBA. Are you kidding? Stuff happens in the NBA that doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. Kevin Durant calling himself a service worker.
I'll hear that actually. But I will say, like, my dad had sent a group chat. He doesn't drink at all, but he will drink if the Eagles win. And he sent this photo that's just clearly like, okay, so you're wasted, sir. You're wasted. Eagles equal Super Bowl caption. Like him and then like some random lady that was just in the sports bar that they were at. And my mom was like, LOL, like, this is weird. And my dad goes, you're jealous. Divorced in 2008. Just remember that. Divorced in 2008 and they're still playing games.
Pause. You're jealous? Wait, bitchy. That's so funny.
I'm like, you're never getting her back like this. Like,
your dad is truly comedian. Literally.
No, he's just a tourist man. But I have to say something about the Eagles. Okay. This is actually not about the Eagles. This is about a man named Jalen Hurts. Okay.
Oof, and straight people
made one singular point.
That's a man.
With Jalen Hurts. I might be gay, but I'm not blind. Let me take these off. Let me take these sunglasses off right now. I'm not blind. Oh, baby. Now that's a man. That's a man with a chain. You saw that big ass chain he wore?
Yes. Oh my God. That chain was like bigger than a cell phone.
Yeah. And that one photo of him with like his tongue out after he won, teeth just so straight and so white.
He needs a black queen.
There's a black queen in the room with us right now.
Right.
Oh,
me. Who were you looking for?
Well, I didn't see you because you disappeared on the couch. I didn't know we were.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You see how I did that? You see how I brought us back?
No, that was funny. How
are you doing? What's your life like?
Well, let me say this. My entire weekend was spent. I had a hangover on Saturday that was like biblical. Like it was so bad. Remy just sat down next to me and went to sleep.
I saw that photo.
It was that bad. But perfect opportunity to watch almost most of season 1 and all of season 2 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Ever heard of it?
Oh, here she go.
Don't act like here she go when I see you trying to engagement bait with Roni.
And it's working.
Anyway, I'm gonna bring up a few little things.
Okay.
They had a game night where like a new girl was invited, like a new like kind of like friend of Brandy. I can't remember Brandy's last name. Whatever. this girl's on crutches. These two sisters, Kim and Kyle Richards, sister of Kathy Hilton.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They hid her crutches because they hated her so much, and they get into it. And like Kim obviously like has a really bad problem with alcohol and drugs, which her sister completely refuses to help her with in any way except for blaming her for, and then making herself out to be the victim of this. We'll get to that later on a later episode, perhaps. Don't get me started on that witch, Kyle Richards. And they hide her crutches, and then she's like, well, at least I'm not going to the bathroom doing crystal meth every 30 seconds. And these women, in concert, they both jump up, pointing their finger at her. And she's like, you guys are like evil. And they're like, you're a slut pig. It was outrageous.
Slut
Game
pig
night
is crazy.
Yeah, game night episode.
How would you say these women compare to the Roni cast?
People are getting mad at me for saying it, but like Beverly Hills is not as good as Roni. Like season 1 of Beverly Hills was like very, very, very boring. Season 2, it kind of perks up a little bit. Once Brandy, I think Glanville, once Brandy comes in the mix, she kind of stirs the pot a little bit. And thank God, because it's like, it's a cast of, what did I say? It's a cast of Avivas and one Sonia. A cast of people obsessed with like how they come across and one tragic figure. Oh, not your,
I can't
not
wait
your
to find
Sonia.
out who.
Yeah. Aviva Dresser.
Okay, all right.
Who threw her leg at Cirque.
I'm surviving one Roni thing, and now I'm about to end up on.
Where are you on Roni right now?
They just got back from Morocco.
Oh my God, I love it. The Morocco trip is so underrated. When Luann is at dinner being like, come to dinner now! And Ramona and Sonia fully ignoring her. And then we have Kelly talking to Alex being like, just calm down. And Alex is like, stop yelling at my face.
I'm not a child. Yeah.
And then Luann, iconic, is like, what a witch. Go back to the cupboard you climbed out of.
Okay, so it seems like we're going to have to do a part 2 of our Roni update. So watch this space for that.
I know. I'm sorry. We are getting so off track. Because what are we talking about this week? We're talking about Keke Palmer's new movie with SZA, One of Them Days. And we're also talking about the political feud that I cannot stop thinking about, / the inauguration. And then later, I'm so happy that I have a zit today because we're joined by New York City's acne whisperer herself, Sofie Pavitt, to talk about skincare tricks and skincare scams.
And don't forget that we have a bonus segment that drops every Thursday only on Wondery Plus. This week, we're talking about Oscar nominations. So subscribe to Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts to check that out.
So hold on. Let me say this.
Let me say this.
Are you looking for a home for your worst opinions?
Are you a hater first, but a lover of pop culture second? Consider this a glorified group chat, but we're not calling you out. No. We're calling you in. It's a safe space
to talk shit.
But of course. From Wondery, I'm Peyton Dix.
And I'm Hunter Harris.
And this is Let Me Say This.
Let me say this.
Let me say this.
Let me say this.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Okay, spoiler. If you haven't seen One of Them Days yet, starring Keke Palmer and SZA, then forward, 15, maybe 20 minutes, I'll catch you on the other side of it. But if you have seen it, you're in for a treat. So One of Them Days is a buddy comedy starring our sister in Wondery, Keke Palmer, and SZA. The movie follows the two who are roommates and besties, and they hustle to figure out, say it with me, trigger warning, paying their rent. First of all, 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's look at those numbers. Let's celebrate that. Let's wake up that conversation. And opening weekend, it made $12 million on a budget of $14 million, and probably made a couple million more because I was sat in that theater.
And my theater was packed.
Wait, okay, let's start there.
Yeah.
The theater experience.
Wait, what theater did you go to?
I went to Alamo Drafthouse in downtown Brooklyn.
Ugh, I hate Alamo Drafthouse.
Well, it's walking distance. So, where'd you go?
From who?
From, I guess I shouldn't say me in case somebody's listening in a weird way, but
that is like not walking distance from you.
Yeah. Oops, sorry. Do you hate to get your steps in?
Okay, well,
where'd you see it?
I tried to not go to Alamo Drafthouse because I have a negative time every time. I went to the Regal Essex.
I love the Regal Essex.
The
man that greets, what's his name? He's the nicest man ever.
I've only seen one man outside of it, and it was Jack Antonoff. That was several years ago with a girl.
Margaret?
No, pre-Margaret.
Was your viewing experience pretty
Well,
chill?
I did get there 30 minutes early, and I ate an entire bag of medium popcorn. And I can't have too much popcorn because it gets stuck in my teeth and gives me a bellyache. So it was like me, and then this one woman comes in, and she sits right next to me.
Okay.
And it's like, that's what the ticket she bought. And she's like on the phone with her son being like, Jalen, you know you don't have school tomorrow, right? It was so funny. She's like, "Where's grandma? I tried to call her. She didn't answer. How did her phone get on silent?" Like, so me. Like,
Yeah.
you know how someone over age of 75 starts getting on their phone and it's like, why are you on red note with a
Not
silenced
red note.
phone and getting texts from Kamala Harris? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So that was really funny. And then she was like, I'm seeing this movie. No one's going to interrupt my me time. She looked at me. She's like, what's the name of this movie? I said, One of Them Days. She said, thank you.
How did it feel to be talking to a future self?
I was like, oh, that's
Like-
me. The way that she turned her phone off when the lights went down, I said, oh, sister.
Full off, not even
Full
silence.
off. She said,
queen.
she said literally verbatim, no one's interrupting my me time. I loved her. Loved every bit of it.
And she stood on business.
What happened in your theater?
Okay, well, it's so funny you ask. There was also a grandmother lady woman in my theater, in my row, who was sure on the phone a few times to where everyone was like, so you have to pay, you have to put the
At
phone
an
down.
Alamo too, they're like strict about that.
Yeah, but like it was on a phone call, not even like filming. She don't look like
Obviously,
she knew
I
how to
wouldn't
film.
think she was filming.
Yeah. But then in the beginning of the movie, we had gotten there and we're trying to basically move over one seat. I caused an issue, but Granny was also in the wrong seat. So then there were two issues happening. So Granny's seat in the wrong place. So she messed that up, and then I messed it up even more by thinking I moved two people over correctly. I didn't. Okay, so woman next to me, she gets so mad. Fuck you if you somehow find this podcast.
Was she
This woman-
white?
No, black with an attitude, and she was like,
Well, representation.
me, and normally I can, you, so I'm accustomed to this. I'm accustomed to this
you
kind
had
of
it right
dynamic.
the first time.
And then I was like, Mars, my partner, gets up to be like, hey, she goes, no. Every time she's literally asking to move over one singular
And Mars
seat.
is such a sweetie pie
Yeah,
too.
just tried to, and I said, I literally put my hand up, I said, leave her alone. She was like, I'm seat 9, I refuse to move to seat 10, one seat over. And then was like so like, I don't know, like pissed about the situation that she's under her breath, like, I'm asking for my money back. Because someone asked me to move one seat over, but then the woman did start talking on the phone during the middle of the movie.
So her grievances just stacked
Just
up.
stacked.
Oh, she had a
But
bad
the funniest
day.
thing, the way it ended, I know we're not even talking about the movie, but this is funny, is I got a wine for me and Mars. We had to sit, apart, so I felt bad.
Oh, you said apart.
Yeah, so
5
it
feet
was-
apart.
It was sold
Okay.
out almost everywhere. And then I got a wine and the guy gives me the wine. I pull out my credit card and he was like, oh no, like on the house. That was so complicated earlier. I'm sorry. And then I was thinking, well, it was my fault actually. Like I made it complicated.
Wow.
And I got free wine. So that's what a good attitude will do to you. It was just one of them days.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So
That is
perfectly thematic for the messy movie and the messy experience. So
interesting. I wish
holistic.
something that dramatic happened. It was like me and my sister. And then there were like some white gays who were talking about like soft canceling their other friend from like going to the inauguration.
Oh, Jesus.
I was like, I don't want to see that.
Wait,
if
so
you
what
watch
did
the
you
comeback.
think
I
about
thought it
Keke
was fun.
Palmer's
I thought it was
sense of
really fun.
performances?
I really liked. I mean, I love Keke Palmer in everything. Like,
Yeah.
can do anything. Natural performer, charisma times a million trillion. I was really like, there are so many like LA things, and I was kind of like, maybe I'm not getting every joke, which I felt kind of like out of the loop on. But
Yeah.
I listen. If you've ever hated to pay rent, if you've ever been annoyed by a woo woo bitch, this is a movie for you.
If you've ever been chased by a bitch with a fat ass and some red hair.
And I
Which
wasn't going to
happens
take it
more
there,
likely
but
than
like,
you think.
the girl who has like the reddest hair in the world, that's a
Mhm.
type. That is a type.
No, when a black girl dyes her hair red, know that she's serious.
And I don't mean like red, like Zendaya in
not an
as
auburn.
MJ. No. I mean like red as a Loewe tomato. She's serious.
And you know our good sister Evan Nicole
Evan.
Brown.
Yes.
just dyed her hair red. So watch out. And she got a fat ass too. Shout out to that body.
Wait, that she should be her for Halloween.
Wait, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. Okay, what did you think?
I loved it, and I loved kind of for the opposite reason. I loved how much of a specific part of LA, Baldwin Village, Baldwin Hills, was incorporated. I literally grew up like 3 blocks from where they shot
Nipple
in
baby.
like Baldwin
Mhm.
Hills. What?
You heard me.
You can't be a Nepo baby if you lived above the jungle. Like, it's like people were getting shot and Hunter's like, Nepo baby. And I'm like, no, I can hear bullets. Like, that's not what that is. Great view though. But it's so funny because like even at the end of the movie, like that neighborhood my mom moved, but like is so different. Like once I saw white gays moving in, I said, so there's trouble afoot.
Maud Apatow. Maud or Iris?
Maud. That was Maud.
Okay, yeah.
But I loved like the references there. I loved was very confused by her working in a Norms and Norms being a place to eat. Norms is disgusting.
Well,
Norms,
she's trying to work her way out of it.
No, well, she did, and thank God for that. Spoiler alert. But Norms is the opening there made me scared for my life. I had food poisoning there that really took a bitch out. But I loved it. I thought Keke again, like a star in everything. Original multi hyphenate. SZA, my sister. I do feel like. Were you playing yourself to a certain degree? The big ass jade necklaces, the eat, pray, love, the little bit of a hotep, the down bad for a man.
A woman who's never seen a deadline that she has not missed. Like, that's who she was playing. Yeah. And I said, I believe it. When she said that Lana's coming before sometime in the fall, it comes December 31st, damn near.
Yeah. But I loved her in it. I loved their chemistry together. I will say that.
Yes, they genuinely seem like really good friends.
Totally.
And their whole chemistry this whole press tour has been so funny.
Yeah.
The only episode of Hot Ones I've ever enjoyed.
Say it. Say that.
But they were so funny with Issa. When what they made says that she's between Rihanna,
Justin Bieber,
and
who's the third person?
Kendrick?
Oh, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. And SZA like ate a wing so she wouldn't have to answer. And Issa's like, just say Bieber.
Yeah. And if that's not
who I
us,
would put at the bottom.
Yeah. But then I also was gonna say some breakout stars for us.
Yes.
Some breakout stars.
Yes.
I was about to open with Cat Williams. Have you heard from breakout star? Up and coming. No, but Cat Williams.
That was one of my critiques. I wanted more of Cat Williams. Like he was so like man who just waits outside of a strip mall is such a type of man. The
rotating sunglasses. Every single time he had different pairs of sunglasses. On.
So he's in this movie. He waits outside of a cash advance.
Yeah,
like
payday.
Yeah, payday loans.
Everyday place.
And he's like trying to get my sisters out of the gutter. He's like, don't do it. These are predatory loans, like 1,000% APR. Like it was just so crazy. He was so funny, but I wanted more from him.
Yeah.
I also, a good line. Yes. Janelle James as the nurse. And we talked about mean nurses. We've not talked about nurses who are so incompetent. And I'm talking, of course, about the time I had to get blood drawn and my nurse took a smoke break. In the middle of taking blood out of my body, she took a smoke break.
But like mean nurses and nurses who don't know what they're doing, there's some blending that happens there too. Don't you worry. But that was so
okay. Kamala with a Venn diagram.
So there's some learnings that need to happen here. But I feel like that scene in general and this movie in general reminded me like how fun physical comedy can be when it's done right. Like I loved watching how much play happened in that. The blood bank scene where just all of a sudden the blood is just on every single splat on every single person. Yeah. But the true breakout star, Kayla Mejia. Queen.
So funny. So she was the payday advance like bank teller. I don't know. But she was so funny and so when she's laughing at the credit score, I was like, however, let me say this. When she laughed at the credit score in my theater, silent. No one laughed at all. I was like, so there's some learnings that need to be done.
Yeah.
There's some teachings that need to happen.
The part where Keke Palmer was like, are you okay? And she goes, are you? Or like quickness. Oh, she was sending me.
And then when she comes back at the end too, they're like, I just don't like her attitude. Listen, if you've ever hated a bitch for no reason, this is a movie for you.
Yeah.
What else? I thought that the SZA's boyfriend in this was hot.
How did the dick print go over for your community?
Screaming, people were laughing.
I needed to be in the Baldwin Hills Magic Johnson Theater watching that moment. I wanted to hear the roar of laughter the same way. I wish I heard a little bit more in Alamo Drafthouse, Brooklyn. But I wanted.
But at the same time, you didn't. They probably laughed an appropriate amount.
Yeah, actually, they were fine. Why you got? Shut up. Anyway, so you said we don't need to laugh that hard at dick prints. We're like, you're gay. You're like, what are you laughing at? You don't even know what that means.
You don't even know what that means. That's not what I said at all.
Wait, but I want to hold space for something really important.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about, and here I go, stretching before I reach, the queer undertones of Keke Palmer's character. The line of her saying, when she was walking through that crowd of men, she's like, I don't even like men. The other line of her saying to to SZA, you ain't even my type. You want to marry me so bad. There were so many indications that were like around her characters. It seemed that she was supposed to be queer in my very lesbian head. And am I projecting? Sure. Do I care? No.
Okay.
You didn't see it?
Honestly, I was just don't look at me like that.
Yeah.
Whenever she's like, "You want to marry me so bad," I was like, "Oh, that's you and me."
Anyway, so I need to hold space for that. And I
totally though. Yeah, I can see that.
this is a little less about the movie, but I have to ask you something. It's something that came up in the movie. Pretty Ricky. Did you have a Pretty Ricky experience in middle school?
No.
Fuck. You weren't fucking in high school. Were you grinding at least?
I am from Tulsa, Oklahoma. No, there was no Pretty Ricky experience. But what I do want to talk about is, oh my gosh, what's his name? Lil Rel.
The EMT?
No, not the EMT.
Oh, wait,
the sneaker. The sneaker. Yes. When they're like trying to sell him some like Jordans that they found on a electric pole, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, Keke says something like, "Oh, they were my uncles, Cornelius, who died in the water." And then Lil Rel starts sobbing, like, "Oh, my people, like my they've all had bad experiences with water, slavery, you know." And then she's like, "Okay, you can have them for a discount." He's like, "Oh, fantastic." Like that quick turn, I was like, "Oh, hilarious."
But the $1,000 off, I was like, what? I had so much fun during this movie. I saw every character, even the side characters, even the small moments were so much fun. I will say the only unbelievable part was they were walking that much in LA.
Yeah, I was kind of like, give my sisters their cars back.
Yeah,
their car back.
Let them call a quick Uber. Oh wait, no, they're broke. They can't do that. Maybe an Uber share.
A lot of broke people call Ubers.
But that's true. You know what I love? SZA, hair done, nails did, all
makeup done the entire movie. I'm like, you just had blood all over your body, and it's like nothing has budged.
And that's correct, actually. They're like, we can't pay rent, but we look so good, like everywhere.
Listen,
else.
I loved it. I guess, yeah, I had a good time. Okay, I want to talk about fun lines, because there's one line at the very end that I was like, I have to write this down. This is so funny. This is so us. When they have the hot Cheeto martini, and Keke was like, "Ghetto, but has a runway quality about it."
That's an Andre Leon Talley quote.
Wait, is it?
Yeah. It's like that meme that kind of went around for a while. It's this girl with like a blue fur coat.
Oh, wait, is this from, oh my God, Top Model?
I don't know if it's from Top Model. And I'm pretty sure it's an Andre Leon Talley quote, or it's from Top Model. Either way, it was a reference to that. Okay. But it is still very us and very correct. Should we try that, like Hot Cheetos martini?
I don't like Hot Cheetos or martinis.
Same, actually. I just wanted to have fun. You know me. But one of my favorite lines besides...
Wait, I am so the Keke and you're so the SZA.
You wish. I'm Maud Apatow. Coming in and gentrifying. That's what I'm doing.
Wow. Since you grew up next to bullets.
Yeah. I was fighting
How quickly you forget. Okay.
Like, no, literally, I was like born in like a house that was right around the corner from there. Lines that I love, besides the implications that Keke was queer, is Little Miss Knockoff Sexy Red when they're trying to fake bond. And then she was like, "Oh, you know, it was before you had your ass." And she stops and goes, "Ass been fat." Again, anything that reminded me of Evan Nicole Brown. Again, a name you'll hear spiritually, ethically all the time in this podcast.
I do hear it ethically all the time.
Sit with it. Let it rock. It means something. And then there's something so specific about the when she greets that murderer and it's like, "Grand Rising, King." And I was like, my trainer says Grand Rising, and I said, "That's my guy." Yes, and I love it.
Crazy.
So you know body's gonna be built.
Wait,
okay?
I do want to say church's representation. Church's chicken.
I have actually not ventured that way.
Okay, yep. That's the biracial coming out, I fear. My mom loves Church's chicken.
Really?
Like, to a degree that it's like, I would be like, not Church's. Please, Popeyes. Please.
God.
Yeah, there's like one Church's in Tulsa.
Wait, okay. Also, SZA acting review. Are you in? Are you out?
Listen, I think she's an actress. I think she really is. Because she acted like she painted on those freckles every day for years. She acted like she's not taking sides in Kendrick Drake. And she acted very well in this movie.
You're so stupid. But I will say I want more SZA. I want more like crossover of actors, singer. Like, let's do it for the right people.
Yes. I was like, wait, she's like funny.
Yeah.
Especially as like a first-time actor.
I think so too. Loved
Well,
her.
on camera, first time actor.
I loved her. I loved Keke. Love Keke in everything. Put Keke in everything. I mean, she is kind of in everything, actually.
She really
What
is.
doesn't she do? Yeah.
This podcast.
This podcast. This is a call to action now.
We're not calling you out. We're calling you in.
It's a safe space.
Okay, one thing about me, I want a sequel. I want 50. I want them to be like, I want these movies to happen forever. Like, but
Love
different
them.
cities.
Give
Different
me
cities.
14 more of them right now. You know that?
I want different cities, different apartments,
Yeah. I want us in it.
different sneakers. I want it all.
Okay, so Hunter has a pimple today. All right.
Not just a pimple, a big zit.
A big old zit. But that's okay. Why? Because today we have Sofie Pavitt, who is a New York-based skincare expert and licensed esthetician, rethinking the way to care for problematic skin. Her clients include Zendaya, heard of her? She might be in the room with us right now. Lorde, Chloe Sevigny, Margot Qualley, kind of like the girls about town. And yeah, Hunter Harris too, who wrote that down and made me say it. Yeah. But welcome, Sofie.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you. Oh my God.
I'm so happy to be here.
We're so happy that our skin has been touched by you.
Mhm.
Truly, yes. My skin is like acting out, I think. Like she's throwing a tantrum because she said, wait, where have we been? Twin, where have we been? Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you a lover or a hater? How do you identify?
I identify as both. I can be a total hater, but I'm a lover too because I'm take care of people. But I love to talk shit.
And that's kind of taking care of people. We're
Yeah,
talking
I
shit
know.
while getting a
That's
beautiful facial.
soul care.
Yeah.
We gossip a lot. I mean, you know, like when we're doing a facial, we're like talking. So yeah, I'm a bit of both.
You go in, you sign an NDA, and then you get a gorgeous facial.
For sure.
Yeah. New
That's
face
how it
after.
goes. Yeah.
Okay, now we want to do rapid fire.
Yeah.
Are you a lover or hater of pimple patches?
Hater.
Extravagant shelfies?
Love. Lover.
Skincare on planes?
Hate.
Oil cleansers?
Hate.
And thank you for saying it. And thank you for saying it. Because people think I'm crazy.
Hunter just got her look in with my community of Gen Zers. Sometimes I need to rock a pimple patch.
cleanse?
No, with a pimple patch. She will put on a pimple patch and act like she's 19.
Here's the thing. I think that there are amazing pimple patches out there. Like shout out Starface.
We
They've like
love.
changed acne for younger people.
Yeah.
But I'm not young. I'm old
Yeah.
actually. I know I look young. But like
Yeah, say that.
I you know, like I think my customer is older.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My demographic is older at the studio, and I
Mhm.
think that they don't want to wear a pimple patch.
Yeah.
They want it gone. And so that's kind of my philosophy with it is like we're gonna treat the whole face versus spot treat
Yeah.
and get you to where you want to be.
Yeah, but imagine like what I would be like as a 14-year-old with a fucking pimple patch. I would be ruling that school.
I
Like things
know.
would be so different if I could
Oh
just
my
do
God.
one.
You'd be a menace.
I would be messy. You wouldn't be able to stop me.
But
People
you
see
know-
me coming, they run. Yeah.
They look cool
They
on,
look
on
cool.
younger kids, you know, but I can't walk around with a pimple patch.
No,
on.
I'm
Yeah.
grown, unfortunately. Okay, actually, we're getting into a key part of your lore because I want to know how you started in skin doing esthetician work and you were a handbag designer before.
I was a handbag designer for 15 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my last-ish job, I was at a couple of other places. I worked for Michael Kors. And I worked for Michael Kors in like Michael Kors' heyday when
my
he
gosh.
was like super famous.
Heard.
And I mean, he's always been an icon, but like he was really famous when I worked for the brand. And they figured out that it was cheaper to send the design team to Seoul every 12 weeks than FedEx the samples.
Wow.
And so they would send the whole product team there to go and approve
Love.
samples. So of course, this was like before anyone in the US knew what a sheet mask was. It wasn't trendy, but the Korean skincare movement was just so amazing and so inspiring. I loved it.
Yeah.
No one was really doing facials like they have facials in New York now. Like there was maybe 5 like iconic facialists, but there was no Glow Bar, there was no Heyday, there was no Silver Mirror. It really wasn't something people did that much. And I just knew that I wanted to work in that space. So I started training on the weekends. And I did that while I was a designer. I started giving my friends facials when I graduated and then their friends. And after about 8 months, I was like, okay, I need to make a choice. Like, am I a facialist? Am I a fashion designer? So I quit my job and I started working for a dermatologist immediately. And I still work for one. And people laugh at that, but like I literally every Wednesday still work for a derm.
Wow.
That was really important to me because I wanted to learn about problematic skin. I didn't
Yeah.
want to just do this relaxing, like sensorial facial that is really lovely, but I wanted to get real results for my clients. And that's kind of it. It's just snowballed since then.
But I love that you said that because I've thought this for years. Like going to you, it's like some facials are like a tutoring session where I'm
Right.
like triage how do I like get my skin in a condition that I want, and
Yeah.
others are more like luxury experiences.
Yeah.
You like get the hand massage, all this stuff, and I think there's
Yes.
room for both,
Totally.
especially with an expertise in skin that is more acneic or acne prone.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And I think like the topical aspect of like if you have an event versus like, okay, listen, you can go to town and my face is gonna look so crazy after, but I know in a few days it'll be a glow. I'll be Zendaya, actually. I'll be the Zendaya of the group. But we're curious because there is so many things now that you can do to your face. What do you think people are doing too much of?
I think people are doing too many actives. And what I mean by that is there is a trendy ingredient every week, right? Everyone will be like, oh, hyaluronic acid is a
Yeah.
perfect example. Or vitamin C, or glycolic acid, mandelic acid. You've got to find the ones that work for you. You don't need all of them. And so that's the biggest thing I think when I meet a client for the first time and I go through their routine, they might have 10, 12 actives in their routine without even realizing.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, where does my exfoliation go in? I'm like, babe, you've got it in 6 places already.
You're
you know?
good.
So
Yeah.
we're good. We're going to take it out actually. So
Yeah.
that is interesting. And I think with problematic skin, there's a 360 approach to think about. It's not just the products. It's what you're eating. It's if you're stressed out. It's if you clean your pillowcases enough. It's if you've got like a boyfriend who like doesn't wash his face and you're like sleeping over his house. You know, it's like
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
little things. So I always say I'm a bit of a detective. And this is why I like to talk, you know, like I'm a gossip. Because I want to know
Get
what
down
else
to the
you're
root.
doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
I would say, yeah, genuine learner. You have to be a genuine learner.
I'm a learner.
Yes, like you have to like kind of suss out the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, but I do want to know, what do you think are the dangers of like the skincare misinformation that happens on the internet a lot where like everyone is an esthetician,
Ugh.
so they say,
So they say
everyone knows what you should be using. Everyone knows like, I don't know, it's like crazy what people are, advice that they give you and what they're certain you need, you can't live without.
You have to really do your research on who's giving you your advice.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time, like, yes, I'm on the internet. Yes, I'm somebody with a product line, but my experience is that I own a studio. We see over 200 people a month.
Yeah.
And so there's like, it's
Damn.
not a singular experience where I'm like, I've been to school and just trained and then like, I'm going to dish out, my advice on the internet. It's learned experience from our clients. And even with a product line, our studio is like our R&D department. It's where we learn from our clients every single day. And I work for a derm too. So you just have to research who's giving you that advice for sure. Because there's a lot of people on the internet talking about it. So
I also
Yeah.
feel like people are like taking advice without knowing what their skin is actually like.
Yes.
Totally.
Like,
yeah.
why are you taking advice from someone who has dry skin when your skin is super oily?
Absolutely.
And why are you
Yeah.
taking advice from a 22-year-old online? Sometimes I'm like, you're 18, you haven't even gone through puberty
I'm
yet.
not taking
I
skincare
know.
advice from a man.
Let's
Okay, let me start
start
there
there.
because they never have the problems I have.
What men
thank
are on
God.
the internet giving skincare advice?
Like,
a lot.
a lot
And I'm not
of
gonna
them,
say
a
any
lot of
names right
them,
now, but
please.
one is coming to mind.
And some teens, in fact, too, which is like teen boys being like, yeah, you need this neck cream, you old witch. That's how I'm reading it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and then I buy it. No, but I do feel like there's just like, I once had said like, oh, death to TikTok shop, but not in the way that I know it's like so lucrative for so many small businesses and creators, but like in the way that anyone can sell anything is so
Anything.
harmful.
It's weird.
At the same time, I want to ask you, like, how has the internet or social media helped you, like, in your career and in your product line?
Do you know, the crazy thing is like I never set out to be a skinfluencer, which is a word that is people use, right?
Mhm.
Like I started an Instagram account when I became a facialist just to give my clients advice. I'm like, hey, I like this sunscreen. It feels nice, and that was like such a long time ago. But now I've realized, oh my gosh, like there is a lot of people on there looking at me like for advice. So it's changed my my relationship with social media a lot because I am a little bit more hesitant on like what I'll talk about now because I don't want to give this like blanket statement advice to everyone to be like, this is what you need to use. It's more nuanced. It's
Mhm.
about finding out your skin type, your skin concerns, how old you are, and
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's complicated.
I love
Complicated.
Skinfluencer. God.
Skinfluencing.
Hope to be one day. I'm the 22-year-old boy in question. I'm the problem, actually. Like,
I don't know. I would buy something from you.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
You heard it here first. Get that. Close in on that. But-
Okay, I want to talk about your product line.
Yes.
because you years ago introduced me to mandelic acid,
Mhm.
and now you have your own, and I use it. Maybe I use it way too much, honestly. Like it's so like sensory. It's like
Yes.
so smooth and just goes on so easy, and it's like the thing that I don't have to think about doing every single day.
Yes.
I love it. So tell us about it.
Okay, well, the pandemic shut everyone down in New York City, right? Like whether you're a facialist or a dentist, you like couldn't see people in person. So I started giving people virtual consults. And what I realized was I was getting these amazing results before and after with people, especially with problematic skin and not touching their face, which is amazing. But I was always recommending like drugstore products, and they weren't like that glamorous. They weren't elegantly formulated, but I was getting the results. But the biggest thing that I was finding were the people who were getting clear would say, when can I start using nice products again? And I was like, oh my God, like there is this huge miss in problematic skincare where they have, you know, they can go to the drugstore and buy something really boring and like, you know, run of the mill, or we can give them a really elegantly formulated, gorgeous experience with a nice product, with nice ingredients alongside those problematic skincare heroes. So that's where I started thinking about it. It's funny, it's a 360 moment for me because I swore that I would never design product again after leaving handbags. I was like, that's it. I never have to design again. I'm just going to like meet people and give them facials. And now here I am, 360. But I love it so much. And the line is really formulated as a system. It's to help people really cut through the noise with problematic skin, especially acne, because there's so much information out there and so many ingredients you can use. It's a system, it's color-coded. These are your treatments. These are your cheerleaders. This is the cleanser to prep your skin to receive the treatment. It's really easy to use. And we launched in Sephora this year.
I've heard of Sephora.
You heard of it?
I've heard of it. Yeah, it's around the corner.
It's pretty awesome.
Major, yeah.
That is amazing.
How did that feel and how did that come about?
It feels like a fever dream. I love shopping for skincare. Like you either love it or you don't, right? Like you drop me off at Sephora, I will be there 6 hours later if I had the time. Like I want to try everything, even like, you know, anywhere. Like send me to Boots in the UK. Like I just love like that experience shopping for skincare. So it's a dream come true. Could not be happier.
Okay, I have to say yes, thank you for Sofie Pavitt face because it is amazing. Shout out to your cleanser. The green cleanser, the clean cleanser, which I use every shower I've ever taken. It is a perfect shower cleanser.
God bless.
I love it. Okay, tell me, what is the number one tip that you give your clients in the studio?
Stop using too many products.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop using too many products.
Yeah. One more time, actually.
Stop using too many products.
Thank you.
Yeah. And retinol does not work for acne.
And that you're shaking the table.
You literally know. I felt it.
No, a lot of people don't know.
I was just about to order okay, interesting. Well, actually, right now, honestly, thank you to your Mandelic serum I've been using for the last month. My skin, my girlfriend one morning wakes up and she has perfect skin, so I'm just trying to keep up. Touched my face and said, "You have no pores."
No,
I
you're
said,
good.
"That's Sofie, baby." I'm not even kidding.
I'm going to reel it back one more. It's like retinols and tretinoins can work for acne, but they won't clear your acne.
Yeah.
You got to get it clear and then maintain it with your tretinoin.
Yes.
Yeah.
There, I said it.
Yes.
Say that. Yeah. Well, we have our poll quote. Oh my God. And all God's children, of course, all your children, of course. But what's your favorite product if you had to pick?
If I was going to pick a product that I wanted to use forever, it would be Mandelic Clearing Serum because it works for everyone. It makes anyone's skin work better in the sense that it sweeps away the dead cells so everything else can penetrate correctly, whether it's a retinol, whether it's a vitamin C, whether it's, you know, a benzoyl peroxide. It just like makes your skin work better.
Yeah.
Wow. This is
we're living proof, actually, honestly.
Yeah. Great.
This is my last question. What is worth the investment? Because I feel like people are always like, oh, you can get Botox for like $25. You can get this for $25. And it's like, but shouldn't I want it to cost a little bit more if someone's putting a needle into my face? Yeah. Like, what do you think is like, this is what you should spend your money on?
Mate, Groupon Botox is never a good idea.
Cancels appointment real quick.
Yeah, I think, well, injectables are not my thing. I'm not an injector, right? But I think if you're going to do any kind of med spa thing, like I think a laser can be really transformative. And it depends on what skin type you have, what tone you have, you know, but I think like a resurfacing laser can make your skin look awesome. Botox smooths your skin. And so it's not about just freezing the muscles. It makes your visage smoother and like more radiant. So that's something that I think people are surprised when they do it for the first time. They're like, wow, my skin looks amazing. And it's like, yeah, it like literally just smooths everything out. So I love Botox for that too.
Yeah. This is a very personal question that this is just advice for us, actually.
Yeah.
Forget everything
Yeah.
else. I need to get into red light therapy. Are we pro,
Talk
lover, hater,
about it.
red light
Talk about
therapy?
it.
Well, we know you've got like the Ferrari of LED panels.
Hunter's got Rob
And-
Hunter. I'll drop DM me. I'll drop you her address, and then give me the red light, and I'll
No, but
let
I
you
do
go.
because Sophie was my plug. I have a Saluma, and I truly do it every morning.
Yeah.
Like every other morning for 30 minutes. I sit under this thing.
I think you just have to do it often.
Okay.
Like if you're gonna invest in one, then make sure you use it.
Yeah.
Like don't just shove it under the bathroom sink, you know?
Mhm.
But they can be really efficacious. They will stimulate collagen production, but give you radiance. They can calm down inflammation in the skin. If you have active breakouts, they can calm it down. But it's just like you have to keep using it.
Yeah.
I'm lazy. I never use them.
You're
I said
busy.
it.
You're
Yeah,
busy.
lazy.
Being an
You're busy.
icon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You're busy going to Sephora
Buying your own product
to
yeah.
see yourself.
Yeah.
To see Sophie Pavitt face.
Get your ass to Sephora. Seriously, this is if you want to be looking like this, if you want to look at this, look at these cameras, look at this 4K HD, then get your ass to Sephora right now. Okay, so you have a gift.
I have
for
a
us?
present for you guys.
Oh my god, we love things.
This is a tease for our new launch, which launches on 2/18 on Sephora app. It is our new product. And the theme for it is it's rich. It's super rich.
Ooh.
It's luxurious.
and we will be
it's
one day.
emollient. And so I brought you a little snack from my friends over at Big Pearl, which is this fabulous caviar service.
Oh, this is so. Can I say cunt? This
Yeah.
is so cunt. Oh my god.
Like, no, and I'm
Yeah.
hungry too. Hey,
We have
should
not cheered.
Cheers.
Oh,
Cheers.
that's-
Thank you. So I don't know if you've done the caviar chicken nugget moment. Cheers.
Cheers.
I
Cheers.
haven't, but I.
It's
Love
delightful.
those
And yeah,
cheeses.
these Big Pearl caviar is so good.
Get it with the runway quality about her. I love that.
Oh my god.
Call back to earlier.
Caviar is very rich in omegas, which is important because our new product is packed with omegas. Should we just tease it? Should we just
Yeah,
tell you what it
can
is?
we?
No,
Yeah.
please,
Up to
please,
you.
please.
Okay,
I
let's show you.
love a gift.
Our new omega rich moisturizer.
Oh, thank you, babe.
A true love letter to our acne prone clients, because what I was finding was a lot of people will come in and say, I really need like a really rich moisturizer that
Yeah.
won't break me out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't exist. Like everything's very comedogenic. One of my philosophies is taking away comedogenic ingredients out of your routine if you're trying to clear your acne. So this
Yeah.
is non-comedogenic. It is like a hug for your skin. It's so rich. It's perfect for this freezing cold New York weather situation we got going on, but I think you'll love it.
Oh my god,
Thank
thank you so much.
you.
No, privilege is amazing. I'm like, we win. We only started this podcast.
It is
so
not
we can do this.
launched. It's not launched.
This is great. No, I feel like I'm
Exclusive.
in the lab, like I'm like Dexter's laboratory, like I'm behind the scenes.
And I am DD of Dexter. That is us.
That is
Thank
you
you
as
so much,
hell.
You're
Sophie
so
Pavitt Face.
welcome.
Make sure you get that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Sophie, thank you so much.
so
Sophie Pavitt
welcome.
Face, thank you so much. And a little snack too.
I know.
Wait,
We're
you have to
eating
come
more
back
of that
every
Yeah,
off
you gotta
camera.
finish those.
Every other guest has flopped compared to this. No offense.
And Sophie, where can people follow you and keep up with your work?
Sophie Pavitt is my Instagram, where I drop a lot of cute kid photos. I have 2 kids, 2 boys. And then
So
also
you are busy.
I am frat house. And then Sophie Pavitt Face is the brand product line. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Thanks.
I'm gonna bring this down a little bit.
Here we go.
Did you watch the inauguration?
Nope, not even a little bit.
Did you get a text from a parent before being like, don't watch the inauguration? We're going to stick it to Trump.
Nope, not
'Cause
even a little
I
bit.
did. I was like, sorry, why would I do that? I have Beverly Hills to watch. Why would I watch the inauguration? I'm young.
Yeah. Wait, that's which parent? Your mom or your dad?
My dad, of
Oh my
course.
God, yeah.
Definitely chain text, like 50 typos. It was crazy. It was
Christ.
funny. Okay. The inauguration. What do you need to know? It was moved indoors because of the weather, because it was so cold, which I'm kind of obsessed with that detail. Like that the inauguration was in. It just sounds so like junky, so raggedy. Like the White House is really a raggedy place.
And some nasty shit goes down there for sure.
And listen, it's no Bluestone Manor. Oh, you don't know Dorinda yet, so that didn't mean anything to you.
No.
Well, you'll get there. You'll learn. You'll learn.
But we didn't watch the inauguration, but there are some things we saw.
Okay, I have to talk about Melania Trump's hat.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
He.
Don't take my joke. That Michael Jackson ass hat. That hat said, "The thing about my baby, it don't matter if she's black or white." But it's like fascist or cruel, like in this remix of hers.
In this remix. By the way, that was like nice. The tone in that was.
I don't care about
Okay, circle back. There you go.
Okay, but there is something political that I am obsessed with.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked about it at brunch last weekend. Like, this is how, well, so the friend who's a political reporter, so it made sense.
Okay.
Okay. Can I introduce you to the feud between Jill Biden and Nancy Pelosi?
White on white crime.
Not even
white
white
criminal
crime.
on white criminal crime.
It is something that is like, okay, let me take you back. Nancy Pelosi urged Joe Biden, both publicly and privately, to step down and put a lot of pressure on him. And then Jill Biden did an interview with the Washington Post, very softball interview. Nothing really of note was said, except for that she said that she and Nancy, like the Bidens and the Pelosi's, have been friends for 50 years and that they're like never going to repair, basically. Like friendship, they fell out hard over this, over Nancy Pelosi saying Joe Biden should not be president.
You know where I'm about to go.
Which the people said themselves, but.
You want to hear a story about how me and this bitch fell out?
Okay, now get ready. So then in response to that interview, Nancy Pelosi's daughter, Alexandra, who has me blocked on Twitter.
For what?
Girl, who knows?
Probably many a thing. Yeah.
Alexander tells Politico, quote, "If I was Lady McBiden, I'd put on my big girl pants, play the long game, and think about my husband's legacy. There aren't that many people left in America who have something nice to say about Joe Biden, and Nancy Pelosi is one of them." I want to bring a few things. Lady McBiden, first of all. Yeah. Big girl pants, play the long game. There aren't that many people in America who have something nice to say about Joe Biden.
Well, that is true.
This is out of a confessional on Housewives.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm like, no wonder you're activated.
No, this is like Ramona talking about Luann. Like, this is so ugly and crazy to say, however true. Then, like the political thing goes more into how like Nancy, this is like, everyone in government is so old. Nancy Pelosi fell. And she was like nervous that she shouldn't get the White House to help because then Joe Biden, mad, would not send her a plane. That's how deep this feud goes when you're 80-something years old. So then...
It's like 50 years of friendship. These motherfuckers are knocking on death's door. My God.
But wait. Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi are actually have actually been very close in like government for a long time. He would borrow her car even when he was in like on the West Coast. Yeah. But then part of this confusion from the Biden family, apparently according to Politico, is that they're like, what do you mean 50-year friendship? We don't know Jill.
That's crazy.
She said, "I love Ross at the club. You can't even get in."
We don't know her. Who's that?
They said, the man is our friend. We don't know you. I'm like, no, it really goes over. It's just, I love it. I'm sorry, I can't. And it's like funny because it's like two people who stubborn as hell, can't tell them anything. Kind of like you and me.
Oh, well, I love how you found a way to bring it back. That is very Real Housewives. Is there Real Housewives of DC? It is called
there
Our
was that
Government,
one time. But then this one couple on that show broke into some kind of state dinner and it like actually was a big like national security risk and then it got canceled.
Sure. So just Our Government. Yeah, got it.
Anyway, I'm just like, oof, Jill Biden getting her lashings. I love it.
Do you think that what's his name from Glee is going to do a feud? Jill and Nancy.
What's his name from Feud? Ryan Murphy,
What's his name from Glee? I mean, yeah, Ryan Murphy. Too many white gays. Like, I'm doing my best.
I don't know. I hope so, though. This is really sending me to another dimension. Like, this is so Carol Bethany. This is Aviva Carol.
One day that'll make sense to me.
We're losing recipes.
Yeah,
but we're going to open the schools for you, baby. We're going to keep them around for one more year to open them for you.
Cut the cameras, dead ass. Okay, it's about to be a different show. But, well, that's it for this week. As usual, we are 2 online, so you don't have to be.
And something about, speaking of football, Eagles winning. Do you see the Chiefs? I think Travis Kelce's having a glow down in this relationship. He's dressing worse than ever.
Mm-hmm. And that's the Taylor Swift effect. And more on that, actually, maybe at another. We could talk about that for a minute. But Jalen Hurts, we're holding out for you, baby. You and, I guess, my dad, so he's like nice to me for the rest of the year.
Oof. Let's unpack that. And listen, do not forget, under any circumstances, do not forget to put on your mandelic acid tonight.
Let me say this.